Hello, this is Ms. Harkness, and this video is for Eureka Module 6, Lesson 13, where we are continuing to look at summarizing bivariate categorical data. So in the first part of this video, we just really went over some vocab and some general two-way tables properties. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to complete a partially completed table and then answer some follow-up questions. So that's what we're going to look at first thing here. So we're going to need to do some computation. You always need to start on a row or a column that only has one empty cell. So I'm going to start right here because that's going to be an easy mental math computation. If 180 people were surveyed and 80 of them are in the computer club, that means another 100 are not in the computer club. Additionally, I can come fill in this cell. So if 80 people are in the computer club, 15 of them are drama, 80 minus 15, that means 65 of them are not in the drama club. Additionally, I can come fill in this cell. If 180 people were surveyed, 110 of them are drama club, that means 70 of them are not drama club, which means 5 people, right? Because 70 minus the 65, 5 people are in neither. And then I can continue to build this out. That means that 95 people are in the drama club but not in the computer club. And from here, I can just double check, is 15 plus 95 110? It is. That table is complete. All right, I'm going to complete another two-way table. I've taken out my calculator for this one because these numbers are a little less friendly. And I'm going to start over here on the right for the total people. So the question says, should dogs be allowed on public beaches? 160 people were surveyed. If 40 of them are teens, 160 minus 40, that means 120 of them were adults. And I can double check this total. I'm just going to make sure 53 plus 67 is 120, and it is. I'm going to come over here to my teens column. If 40 were surveyed, 9 said no, that means 31 of them said yes. And then I can find my total here, 31 plus 53 is 84. I can double check to make sure that 84 plus 76 is 160. Check, it is. Be careful when you're doing these computations. If even one number is wrong, it's going to have a ripple effect on the entire table. Okay, in the first part of lesson 613, we made up some information about the ice cream and the chocolate and the vanilla and the strawberry. This particular question, exercise 5, gives us all of our information in sentence form, and we're going to need to transfer it to the table. So I recommend that you pause this video for a moment and read over this scenario. Now I'm going to use my colors here to my advantage. The first says, of the 30 students who prefer chocolate ice cream, 22 are males. So of the 30 students who prefer chocolate, 22 of them are males, which means I can go ahead and fill in that 8 of them would be girls. Or I'm going to leave that blank for a second. I'm just going to fill in the information that the table tells me. Then it says, of the 25 students who prefer strawberry, 15 are females. So of the 25 students who prefer strawberry, 15 are females. And then the last piece of my data here says, of the 27 students who prefer vanilla, 13 are males. Now I skipped over the bulk of the problem above. Let me go back and read it. The principal wondered, blah, blah, blah. She decided to redo the survey, taking a random sample of students. She asked the following 2 questions. Now, I took a moment to go back to the scenario because sometimes your grand total, or the missing piece of information, is back in the scenario itself. It'll say like 100 people were surveyed. But in this situation, that's not the case. So we can't gather any information. We're going to fill out our table and do the math that is necessary. So I'm going to pause the video and fill in my table. So ultimately, I found the grand total of how many people were interviewed. And then once I knew 82 people were interviewed, I started to build out my other rows. So I was able to figure out that 10 people like strawberry based on this column, right? If 25 people were asked and 15 of them are female, the other 10 had to be male. Once I knew that this was 10, I knew that this total was 45. And then I was able to subtract the 82 minus 45 to know that 37 girls were surveyed. And then once I know 37 girls were surveyed, I also was able to do this column because I know 30 kids like chocolate, 22 of them are boys, so 8 of them are girls. And then I was able to find the final piece, which was how many girls like vanilla. So these tables are very dependent on the numbers you put in, which is why I was saying that if you make one answer that's wrong in your math, it is going to affect the entire table that you are considering. All right, for our last bit of this video, you're actually going to do this one on your own. So I'm going to read over the directions, and then the idea would be that you would pause the video, do the table yourself, and then resume the video to check your work. So I did put a couple hints here. I recommend that you highlight the grand total in red. So if you're reading the scenario like this tells you 150 people, so you would automatically know to put that number down in, okay? Determine what you will use for your vertical columns and how many of them you will need, because sometimes the table is totally blank, like totally blank. You would even need to label it yourself. So that's something you need to consider. And then same with determine your horizontal columns and how many. So if you're drawing from scratch, you would have to make your own. So here in this exercise, I'm just going to read it to you and then recommend you pause the video. A survey asked 150 people whether they walked or biked for exercise last weekend. Of the surveyed, 18 said they walked and biked, 54 biked but didn't walk, 69 walked but didn't bike. Complete the two-way frequency table for the data. All right, so go ahead and pause this video and work on this table. All right, assuming that you're coming off pause from your own table, I'm going to give these answers in two ways. So first, this is the information coming down from the scenario. Okay, I put in all the information, and then next screen I'm going to show you, we'll have it finished. So through using addition and subtraction, I first found the total number of people who walked, this 87 right here. And once I knew 87 people walked, I subtracted that from the 150 and found that 63 people didn't walk. And once I knew 63 people didn't walk, I subtracted from the 54 and found that it's 9 people did neither. So that's this one here. From there, I know 69 plus 9 was 78. I found the total of people who didn't bike. And then once I knew that, I found the total of people who did bike, which I know is true because 18 plus 54 does in fact equal 72. So that's how you would complete a two-way table, even if it's totally empty from the start and you have your scenario of information. So that's all for lesson 613. Now that you're done watching this video, you can go and take your quiz that we have assigned for you today. Thanks so much.